Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon Perna, the herniated disc of NFL news. And on the second day of the 2017 Wild Card Weekend, where there are no wild cards ever played, the Steelers killed the Dolphins quicker than the Japanese in the movie The Cove.
You realize after a while they don't really belong in captivity.
The documentary The Cove. Let's talk about the game. That's Good Sports. This episode is sponsored by CWHemp.com. Use my promo code That's Good to get 10% off of your order. Why Charlotte's Web hemp oil? Why would you want some hemp oil? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because you like to feel good. You like to relax. It's playoff football time. The weather is cold. Nothing is better than watching football, feeling good, and enjoying your life. At first glance, it appears that the Steelers kicked the shit out of the Dolphins. That first glance would be correct. The Steelers just seemed more prepared for this game and have too many weapons to try and contain. Pittsburgh scored their first touchdown in less than 3 minutes with a 50-yard quick screen to Antonio Brown, who benefited from a nice block by tight end Jesse James Decker, who is multi-talented, by the way. He's a former country singer and current wife of Jets wide receiver Eric Decker, and I also think he had a car show. He's done so much. Antonio Brown scored his second touchdown minutes later, this time for 62 yards. Big Ben started the game 7 for 7 for 162 yards and 2 touchdowns. At this point, in honor of Shannon Sharpe, I tweeted, "Somebody call PETA because Antonio Brown is killing the Dolphins." Sharpe ignored me. The Dolphins responded to the Steelers' 14-0 lead by passively aggressively kicking a field goal. Field goal is good. Yes, we want to win this game, but really we'd rather just go back to Miami where it's warm instead of traveling to New England next week where it will be bitter cold as well. Pittsburgh finished the first quarter with 220 yards of offense. Le'Veon Bell, who I said was the real MVP of the league in my prediction episode, just continues to impress me as a running back. His patience in the backfield and vision are unmatched. Nobody waits for holes to open up better than him. Not even legendary porn star Evan Stone. I believe Bell may have a secret weapon: weed drugs. Marijuana, in my experience, makes me super patient and relaxed. So maybe Bell's 3-game suspension this year for weed was in fact justified. Maybe weed is a performance-enhancing drug for running backs. On the Steelers' third drive, they rushed the ball 8 times and threw it 0, and managed to score a touchdown behind Bell, who single-handedly assaulted the Dolphins' run defense. 8 rushes in a row. Bell had 79 yards on that drive, scoring on a 22-yard touchdown run that was overturned, reversed, so then he just had to rush it in from the 1-foot line. At this point in the game, the Steelers had more first downs than the Dolphins had offensive plays. However, the Steelers missed the point after attempt. So congratulations, NFL. You really made the blowout victory for the Steelers more interesting by moving the fucking PATs back. In the second quarter, the game was getting a bit chippy. Both teams were fighting after plays, and then Bud Dupree nearly killed Matt Moore with this hit. It's brutal. It's a brutal hit, and he took it right to the chin. Moore sat out 1 play and then returned to the fucking game. That is a tough son of a bitch. No offense to Matt's mother. I liked Matt Moore when the Dolphins were on Hard Knocks. I like Matt Moore even more now. In the final 2 minutes of the first half, Ben Roethlisberger threw an interception in the red zone that bounced off of Antonio Brown's hand, so I'm not sure it really was Roethlisberger's fault. Miami took advantage of their opportunity, drove down the field, and then fumbled the ball on a James Harrison strip sack. The second half started exactly the same way the first half ended for the Dolphins, with a really promising offensive drive ending in a strip sack recovered by the Steelers. Not only does Matt Moore kind of look like Mark Sanchez, he's cursed with the same crippling disease, QB fumbleitis, fumbling every time they get touched. Pittsburgh converted that turnover into 3 points. Matt Moore then threw a pick, giving the Dolphins 3 turnovers in 9 plays. So just a third of their plays in that stretch were turnovers. No big deal. Le'Veon Bell trotted into the end zone one last time, setting a Steelers postseason rushing record with 165 yards and 2 TDs. I think he finished the game with 167 rush yards. And that gave the Steelers a 30-6 lead. With time winding down in the fourth quarter, Matt Moore led a great touchdown drive, completing 11 passes in a row, giving the Dolphins a sliver of hope right before they did not recover their onside kick. Although Big Ben almost immediately threw an interception himself, got sacked, appeared to hurt his knee or leg or ankle, making everyone ask, why is he still in the fucking game? But the Steelers go on to win this one 30-12 in a dominant performance, and they begin to prepare for the Kansas City Chiefs. The loss for the Dolphins does free up Vance Joseph to interview for head coaching jobs, although I'd have to believe the poor performance from his defense cannot help his case. If you're a Steelers fan, you should feel good about your Super Bowl chances. Pittsburgh is going to have to go to Kansas City next week and prove they're worthy to play the Patriots. If Le'Veon Bell can run on the Chiefs and Big Ben is provided with time to throw the ball in Kansas City, who has a great pass rush, I believe they can do the same in New England. I will say the Patriots' defense is highly underrated, allowing an NFL best 15.6 points per game. Nobody's talking about how good the Patriots' defense is. The Chiefs are 7th, giving up 19.4 points per game, but both are great at forcing turnovers. I think if the Steelers can handle the Kansas City pass rush, they can keep up and possibly outscore the Patriots, whose pass rush is their defensive weakness. Now, the Pats did handle the Steelers already once this season, but Roethlisberger was not playing. Mike Tomlin needs to prepare his team for Kansas City first, but after this game, I really feel like the Steelers may be the only team capable of beating the dark side. Unless, of course, Kansas City dominates the Steelers, then I will jump on the KC bandwagon, even though their wagon is made of old, splintery wood that isn't comfortable for anyone to sit on. It's a shitty wagon to ride on. But we may not be left with any other choices. If the Texans beat the Patriots, I will shit my pants on this show. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Make sure you subscribe here. Give me a follow on Twitter at Brandon Perna. We can talk football on Twitter if you follow me there. And as always, check out my friends at CWHemp.com. Use the promo code That's Good to get 10% off your order if you want some of that Charlotte's Web hemp oil.